Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are safe and sound. Our favourite team collected 3 points as they dispatched Osasuna, and if I were to use one word which defined the performance of Real Madrid yesterday, it would be patience. Real Madrid had to wait for a long while to get the first goal, and I know many of you, just like me, may have had a few thoughts that Real Madrid were heading towards a 0-0 scoreline. But Eder Militao, the hero of the night, he came through to rescue Real Madrid, and in the end, we professionally were able to keep ourselves in the title race. So in this video, we will be doing the post-match analysis of Real Madrid versus Osasuna. We will be talking about how the players fared in the match, so let's get started. Let's start by having a look at the lineup as we had expected. We got a few rotations. We set up in the 4-2-3-1 formation. There was Courtois in goal. There was the back four of Varane, Militao, Odriozola and Marcelo. In the midfield, we had the double pivot of Casemiro and Blanco. And in attack, we had Eden Hazard, Karim Benzema, Asensio and Vinicius Jr. Now this time we do have a few who got their predictions right, but today's shadow winners are Mr. Lahinie and Mr. Omar. Both predicted 2-0 in favour of Madrid, and I congratulate you for the correct prediction. But anyways, if we talk about the lineup, we all can agree it was a very attacking lineup by Zinedine Zidane. Right from the backline, we had attack-minded players on the pitch, Odriozola and Marcelo. We know both of them love going forward. They like joining in attack, making those run on the wings, and eventually put in some decent crosses, and that is what we saw from the both of them. Casemiro and Blanco, they formed the double pivot, and it was very important that they stay back to maintain Madrid's defensive shape. They used to be wary of their positioning, helping out Varane and Militao, and that is why we saw defensively we were quite solid. We weren't really troubled by the attackers of Granada, and apart from one or two instances, Granada didn't trouble Courtois much. But keeping all of that aside, what we were really excited about was how the front four were going to operate. We all were excited about how Hazard was going to do in his first start in ages, and we can say those were some very positive minutes from Eden Hazard. He was looking sharp, his movement was good, he was getting in very good positions. I remember he had executed a backheel flick in the 25th minute to send the ball into the path of Asensio, and it was just beautiful to watch. Prime Hazard is capable of doing these things. We have always known that. He was getting to see a lot of the ball and he could have scored a goal as well, but the keeper Sergio Herrera, he was in sublime form. He single-handedly kept Osasuna in the game, and some of the saves that he made, those were of the highest quality. But if we talk about the first half, it was a dominant half of football from Madrid. We constantly pinned back Osasuna and we created a number of chances. Benzema and Eden Hazard, as you can see in this picture, both of them were playing more centrally. Asensio and Vinicius Jr. both had more defensive responsibility. They were coming back to help out the defense, and that was very important to keep the balance between attack and defense. If you remember, very early on, Marcelo was shouting at Vinicius to track back and help out with defending, and we also saw that the front four were operating with good amount of fluidity. There were times when Vinicius and Asensio had switched positions, as you can see here in the picture, and we also saw Asensio at times was dropping deep. He put in some good crosses and we should have scored from one of the many chances we created, but we couldn't manage that. But the other issue that Real Madrid had in the first half was that the chances were getting created, but our most lethal striker, he wasn't getting many chances. He had just one chance in the first half where his volley went flying over the bar, but apart from that, Benzema wasn't really able to find himself at the end of many chances. That was something that I noticed in the first half, and now if we talk about the second half, Osasuna were much better to begin with. They tried to focus more on the defensive aspect of the game. Have a look at the defensive setup in this picture. They tried to frustrate Madrid, and even though the goal didn't come, Zidane showed great resistance from fielding Modric and Kroos. He stuck to his decision of not playing them, giving them complete rest for the Chelsea game, and then in the 70th minute we saw Hazard was taken off and Isco was thrown into the mix of things. Now Isco himself had a nice cameo. He was much better than we have seen in recent weeks, but his presence in the midfield also allowed Casemiro to go forward and join in attack. The substitution of Isco allowed Casemiro to be a bit more adventurous. Isco was staying back along with Blanco, and we knew at some point or the other, Casemiro was bound to go forward. We have seen that when things don't go well for Madrid, Casemiro often tries to join the attack, be the driving force, and eventually he did get the goal as well. Benzema was there on the run trying to get his goal for the night. He was running at the defense, picks up Casemiro making the run. He passes to Casemiro, but the touch was a bit too heavy, and fortunately for Madrid, the ball rolled into the back of the net. The keeper couldn't do much, and the second goal sealed the result for Madrid. But coming to the hero of the night, who was no other than Eder Militao, he was the man who got the decisive goal, and he actually could have had a hat-trick on the night. He was denied by the keeper in the first half, but the header in the 75th minute was too good to be stopped by the keeper. Isco had put in the cross from the corner. There were a number of players pushing and pulling each other inside the box, but Eder Militao gets in the right place. He gets the right power behind the header, and what a sigh of relief that was for Madridistas. Zidane was jumping with joy, and so so were we, and talking about Eder Militao, we saw some leadership skills from Militao yesterday. You can see he's very passionate about doing well for Madrid. He was a constant threat on the night for Osasuna. There was the cross which Asensio had put in earlier in the second half, and Militao's acrobatic attempt could not find the target, but he kept trying until the pieces came together for him, and finally he got the goal on the night. Defensively as well, he was solid like a rock. He won 9 duels, had 3 clearances, 1 interception, and the only error which he made on the night was when his back pass had put Courtois in a very uncomfortable position. But apart from that, it was a very impressive performance from Militao, and he's really showing Zidane that he is worthy of cementing his place in the starting 11, even when all the experienced and the first choice defenders are fit and ready to go. He made a strong finish in the previous season, and this year as well, he's doing it in an even better way, and I hope he can keep up this good work, because if he maintains this level, I see him staying at Madrid for a long time. The other person that also impressed was Antonio Blanco, making just the second start of his Real Madrid career. It was another cool and composed performance from the youngster. His ball circulation was good, he made some good challenges, he had even made a tactical foul when Osasuna tried to hit on the counter, he had 94% passing accuracy, had 3 interceptions, 3 clearances, and he made 10 ball recoveries in the match, the most out of any Madrid player on the night. So definitely he looks like a man with a calm head, and surprisingly he looks like such a seasoned campaigner. It didn't look like he was making his second start for Real Madrid. He plays like he has been a part of the first team for quite some time, and there are some rumors circulating in the media that Blanco will be promoted to the first team next season, and he would be seen as a backup to Casemiro. So let's see how that works out. Blanco has been impressive, and I would like to see more of him. So overall, it was a very nice victory for Madrid. We have managed to keep the pressure on Atletico. Atletico as well managed to win yesterday in a manner that they have done so many times over the years. They ground out a favourable result against Elche, but we are still firmly in for a double, and hopefully we will be the team celebrating when this campaign comes to a close. We now set our sight on the more important Champions League clash. Our players are positive after the victory, our key players have received some much needed rest, and we are ready to take Chelsea at the bridge. So those are my thoughts from this match, and let's conclude this video by listening to the post-match thoughts of Zinedine Zidane. Assessing the performance of his team, Zidane first said, "We come away with a really good feeling. It was a hard-fought win. We created a number of chances to have scored in the first half, and when that happens in the 45 minutes and you fail to score, you can become angry and get a bit stressed, but that ultimately wasn't the case for us. We continued to play our game, we kept plugging away, and the goal duly came." He further went on to speak about the approach of Osasuna. He said, "They knew we'd come out the way we did in the first half. They defended as a deep unit in central areas, and we had to use the wide areas, play with great width, and with 4 players on the outside as well. That's what we did in the second half." Then Zidane was questioned about the fitness of the team. He spoke about how the team is doing physically and mentally. As he said, "Today we were very good physically and mentally, because when we finished the game, we were already thinking about recovery. We know that we play every 3 days and all details are important when it comes to recovering our strength, and that's what we take into account in every game. Today we were physically very good. Let's enjoy this victory. We'll rest and then we'll play again on Wednesday." Zidane was then questioned on the squad rotations, and while answering, he did have some praise for Antonio Blanco as well. He replied, "There are loads of games. Luka Modric and Toni Kroos were rested today, and that's very important. Antonio Blanco came in and he did really well. He did a good job. It was a hard-fought win, and I'm pleased for all the players, because it's not easy to do what we've been doing in every game. We kept another clean sheet and scored 2 goals. We have to be pleased about that. It was a good win today." And lastly, Zidane was asked about the performance of Eden Hazard. He responded, "I think he did well. As you said, it was the first time he started, and he's played nearly 70 minutes. He did well, especially in the position just behind Karim. They worked hard, and I'm pleased with their performance." So those are the words of the coach, and now it's your time to let me know what you thought about the performance of the team. Which player impressed you the most? Write in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid, and as always, a la Madrid.